swarming prey swallowed by a large snake. These deal frequently, but not exclusively, with secondary characters, are prequels or sequels, and/or fill some lacuna left in the original storylines. The big books of the main series deal with the lives and times of Claire and Jamie Fraser. The shorter novels focus on the adventures of Lord John Grey, but intersect with the larger books. The Scottish Prisoner, for example, features both Lord John and Jamie Fraser in a shared story. The novellas all feature people from the main series, including Jamie and/or Claire on occasion. The description below explains which characters appear in which stories. Most of the shorter Lord John novels and novellas, so far, fit within a large lacuna left in the middle of Voyager, in the years between 1756 and 1761. Some of the bulges also fall in this period. Others don't. So, for the reader's convenience, the detailed listing here shows the sequence of the various elements in terms of the storyline. However, it should be noted that the shorter novels and novellas are all designed in such a way that they may be read alone, without reference either to one another or to the big enormous books, should you be in the mood for a light literary snack, instead of the 9-course meal with wine pairings and dessert trolley. For your added convenience, the description of each story includes the dates covered in it and, if it has been published before, the original anthology title and year of publication are also given. This information will be mostly useful to collectors and hardcore bibliophiles, but we aim to please as many people as possible. Virgins, novella, set in 1740 in France, in which Jamie Fraser, aged 19, and his friend Ian Murray, aged 20, become young mercenaries. Originally published in the anthology Dangerous Women, edited by George R.R. Martin and Gardner Dozois, 2012. Outlander, novel. If you've never read any of the series, I'd suggest starting here. If you're unsure about it, open the book anywhere and read 3 pages. If you can put it down again, I'll give you $1. Set in 1946 and 1743. Dragonfly in Amber, novel. It doesn't start where you think it's going to, and it doesn't end how you think it's going to either. Just keep reading, it'll be fine. Set in 1968 and the period between 1744 and 1746. A Fugitive Green, novella, set in 1744-45 in Paris, London, and Amsterdam. This is the story of Lord John's elder brother, Hal, Harold, Earl Melton and Duke of Pardlow, and his eventual wife, Minnie. At the time of this story, a 17-year-old dealer in rare books with a sideline in forgery, blackmail, and burglary. Jamie Fraser also appears in this one. Voyager, novel. This won an award from EW Magazine for Best Opening Line. To save you having to find a copy just to read the opening, it was, "He was dead. However, his nose throbbed painfully, which he thought odd in the circumstances." If you're reading the series in order rather than piecemeal, you do want to read this book before tackling the novellas, set in 1968 and 1746 to 1767. Lord John and the Hand of Devils. Lord John and the Hellfire Club, novella. Just to add an extra layer of confusion, The Hand of Devils is a collection that includes 3 novellas. The first one, Lord John and the Hellfire Club, is set in London in 1756 and deals with a red-haired man who approaches Lord John Grey with an urgent plea for help just before dying in front of him. Originally published in the anthology Past Poisons, edited by Maxim Jakubowski, 1998. Lord John and the Private Matter, novel. Set in London in 1757, this is a historical mystery steeped in blood and even less savory substances, in which Lord John meets, in short order, a valet, a traitor, an apothecary with a sure cure for syphilis, a bumptious German, and an unscrupulous merchant prince. Lord John and the Hand of Devils. Lord John and the Succubus, novella. The second novella in the Hand of Devils collection finds Lord John in Germany in 1757, having unsettling dreams about Jamie Fraser, unsettling encounters with Saxon princesses, night hags, and a really disturbing encounter with a big blonde Hanoverian Graf. Originally published in the anthology Legends II, edited by Robert Silverberg, 2003. Lord John and the Brotherhood of the Blade, novel. The second full-length novel focused on Lord John, though Jamie Fraser also appears, is set in 1758, deals with a 20-year-old family scandal, and sees Lord John engaged at close range with exploding cannon and even more dangerously explosive emotions. Lord John and the Hand of Devils. Lord John and the Haunted Soldier, novella. The third novella in this collection is set in 1758 in London and the Woolwich Arsenal, in which Lord John faces a court of inquiry into the explosion of a cannon and learns that there are more dangerous things in the world than gunpowder. The Custom of the Army, novella, set in 1759, in which his lordship attends an electric eel party in London and consequently ends up at the Battle of Quebec. He's just the sort of person things like that happen to.